Yeah, I can see you, Gene. Can you speak?
Yes, I can. Good evening, Prof.
Hi there, Eugene. How's it going?
We okay. We're just waiting for your input.
Okay. There's a mysterious dark shadow. Lucy.
Yes, it's very dark where I am. How are you, Prof?
I'm good, thanks.
I
You
had,
need
I
to
had
share.
to go to the bush to get network. Where I am, we don't have network.
I see. Okay. You're becoming clearer. I can see you now. It was a little dark.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. And Shingi is still with us. So, folks, let's start. If any questions, any comments, any advice you want to give me? See,
Hi,
there's
Doc.
Malila. Hi there.
Hi, Prof.
Who's speaking?
Yeah.
Hi, is it Bussy?
Yes.
Okay.
Doc, you know, I struggle to understand the very first article. It's so philosophical, eh?
Yes.
It seems not to be making sense to me. I'm trying to get it together, but I can't really get to it.
Right. Yeah, it is a bit philosophical. It is full of the philosophy of science. But it, you know, I put it in there. I put it in there to give you a little background on the high-level paradigms that people talk about. I know it's not very practical. So it's not an article that tells you what marketing is in terms of tactics and execution. It rather speaks about marketing as a discipline. So yes, I appreciate it. It is. I don't expect too many people to choose that one as their favorite one.
Definitely, it's not my favorite one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So some of the other. How did you find that first article? Eugene? You have to unmute. Okay.
Prof, yeah. Just as Busi alluded, I didn't choose that as my favorite. I found it very challenging to understand, first of all. I think Louis goes into detail in terms of explaining what marketing is in various terms. Hence, I saw it as more explanatory, more theoretical than practical. And,
yes.
I've tended just to leave that out and focus on the other three, which are much more easy to understand and more directive.
Right. Yes. So unfortunately, we have to give attention to marketing as a discipline too, and that was the purpose of that article, to take a high-level look at it. And surely you won't understand everything because philosophy of science, and particularly from a paradigm that comes from the social sciences rather than the economic sciences, it is a little abstract, but that's fine. I wouldn't be too bothered as long as you scanned it and took note of a couple of things. I'm happy. Malila?
Hi, Prof. Yes. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I can't see you, but I can hear you.
Yes, because I'm in my pajamas.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, that's fine.
Sure, I'll be honest to say I'm still recovering from the last course. So what I've done is I've read the Starbucks one just to make sure that I have it at the back of my mind as I go through the weeks. But yeah, I just decided, I had told myself that I'll read through them today and the weekend. But yeah, I'm still recovering from the last course too.
Okay, and your pajamas helps with that?
Yes.
That's fine, but you do need to read the articles, obviously, before the weekend.
Yes, no, definitely I will have done that.
Okay. So, anybody else that joined us? So only the three.
Hi,
Who's
Prof.
that?
It's Putty.
Busi, yes, okay.
Putty. Yes. Yes.
Okay.
My question is just on I wanted to find out when will you be able to load that example on Moodle? Because I've been reading the article and I'm not sure like how I should be summarizing the most important points. I don't know if you have loaded it so I can have an idea of how you want it.
I've loaded it that Saturday night. It should be on there. Look under the latest news and it should be there. I've loaded that article.
Okay. All right. Thank you. I'll check it on the latest.
Okay. So in Moodle, you look at the latest news, click on that, and there would be two files that I downloaded there on Saturday. So the one is the example of the article. The other one is a very shortened version of the business model presentation that I did with you. So it should be there.
All right. Thank you very much.
Okay. Eugene, anything from your side?
Prof, my question is probably further down the line and it's based on the case study questions on Starbucks. I wanted to get a clear understanding from your side in terms of direction. When exactly do you want us to start with that? Is this the full case study or is the directions in terms of the layout of the executive summary, introduction, and so forth? Although we know it's for week 5, I'm pretty much convinced that having a head start might give us some sort of a leeway going forward.
Okay, so the case study is your individual exam case study that you'd have to complete after. It would do no harm if you study it beforehand, but I think for the case study to be properly dealt with, we'd have to complete the week that deals with the marketing plan. Now, I'm not necessarily going to. Are there still questions at the end of the case study?
Not necessarily questions.
It's just the case study. Yes. Okay. So obviously, I'm not going to give you the questions because that'll be at a later stage, and I don't want you to start on questions before we've gone through at least the greater part of the course itself, because some of the things and the topics that we're going to deal with in the next couple of weeks will be required as background before you'll be able to answer the questions to the case study. So the case study is no secret. You know what it's about. What will remain a secret until later on are the questions that you need to answer in relation to the case study. And I'm just holding it back, not so much to be secretive, but to prevent you from taking wrong roads and wrong directions because you haven't been exposed to the necessary information to answer the questions. That makes sense to you? Okay, that's a thumbs up. Mr. J.N.
Yes, Prof.
Hi, Prof.
Okay, is Toby, is that the same as J.N. Tuli?
No, it's me. Jabu.
That's Jabu, okay.
Yeah, that's Jabu.
All right,
Now,
Javed, anything from your side?
for me, I'm still busy with the market and market making and marketing article, and as I think same with the other guys, I find it to be a bit more theoretical. But I have to admit I'm kind of like enjoying some of the things that I'm learning from it, and more especially around this socio economists and the other economists, where the rational man and the rational society thinking around it. So I'm hoping I'm probably gonna finish it tonight, but I'm still going through that. Yeah.
Yeah, I can give you a little sneak insight into the author. Yeah,
Yeah.
although he's very philosophical, he's not a philosopher. He is an economist, and economy and economists are sometimes as perplexing as philosophers are. So he approaches it from the macroeconomic view. That the role of markets and market making and so on in the macroeconomic environment. So that's why it is a bit removed from the practicalities of actually doing marketing. It's more about the presence and the continuous working of marketing in not only a national economy, but also an international or a global economy. That's really where it comes from.
Yeah.
But it's,
I did find an article also. I think it's someone who was reviewing his writing and similar, almost to reviewing one of his writings also. So that's why I'm saying I found it a bit interesting. I'm just struggling to see where I stored it, but I went through what the other guys did. I'll just check the name of the guy because he was critiquing some of his is it Canal? No, the originator of the idea, Calon. He was critiquing Calon. Yeah, so I found it quite interesting. So maybe that's why I took too long, or just going through it. Yeah.
That's good. It's not a bad idea to read a little further if you can, but I just didn't want to overburden you with a whole lot of articles. So, somewhere, how long is a piece of string? I can give you many articles, but obviously you got a week to deal with it. So, I had to demarcate. But I hope that the other three articles make a little more sense to you because they are written by people in the marketing discipline.
Yeah.
Okay, Toby, where are you?
Yes, I'm here, Doc. From my side, I'd just, Shingi, if you can hear me, if you could please just share your screen and show us where exactly we can find the resources that Doc is saying he's loaded onto Moodle. I'm struggling to find that tab.
Okay, Shingi, can you help there?
I'm doing that. I'm just opening the pages. Just a second.
Otherwise, apart from that, Doc, yeah, the points that Busi made about the first article, I thought I was probably just the only one who was going under, but it makes me feel good to find out it's actually a lot of us who are on the same ship. I also found it extremely, extremely hard to sort of contextualize.
Sure. Yeah, I understand that. But I hope it challenged your brain activities a bit.
Yeah.
So, Shingi, I'm not too sure whether the final page was on air when I downloaded those articles, or whether it was still the previous version. Shingi, you have to unmute.
I'm just going into my Moodle. So can I just have a couple of minutes? I wasn't actually logged in.
Okay, so it's while Shingi is still searching, anybody else? I probably should have warned you about that first article, but I thought I'd leave it to you, and maybe every now and again, a bit of shock treatment will not necessarily do any bad.
Actually, the article that I said, Prof, they critiquing Michael Callon's his work. It's by Emre Tarim. Yeah, I think it's titled "Taking Michael Callon to Istanbul Stock Exchange: Frames, Overflow, and Storytelling." Yeah, that's the one. I think it helps kind of like put it into. I know it's a bit more on the financial, economic side of things, but if you understand it from there, I think it kind of like also talks to the marketing and there being a system of interaction between people. Yeah.
Let me explain it this way, and this may help all the rest of you too. Remember, marketing does not consist of a marketing activity of a company or even the marketing activity in an industry. It is something that is pervasive and ongoing, representing all of the different industries in all national economies that all together make up the world or the global economy. And that's really the level at which he was arguing about market making and marketing and market making. So yes, it's really on the macro level. Okay, now I see a ghostly figure. Is it lady in the bush again? Tumi. Tumi, I'm seeing a shadow, but I can't hear anything.
Hi, Prof. How are you?
All right. Who's that now? Toby.
Tumi. There's Tumi.
Tumi. Okay, Tumi.
Yeah. I'm not sitting in the bushes.
You're not sitting in a bush?
No.
Hi, Prof.
Okay, I can't really make out your face. What would you like to say?
No, I don't have a question.
You don't have a question, okay. Pingy, have you discovered anything yet?
Yes, I have done a discovery. Prof, we had it, you uploaded it on the previous unit, but I'm just uploading it for everyone to see in the next few minutes.
You're very soft now, Shingy.
Sorry, Prof?
It's your voice is very dim. It's very low.
Oh, my apologies, Doc. I'm saying that the unit, the presentation have been loaded on the previous unit, so I'm just moving it to the current unit.
Okay, so students, you hear what he said? He said that I downloaded the materials on the previous unit version, and he's now moving it to the new unit version, so it should be there. It's two files. One is a presentation, and the other one is a Word document.
Yeah.
You got that, Shingy?
Yes, I am. I'm just updating that. Before the end of the meeting, I'll just show everyone where I'll put it.
Okay, so students, my apologies. That's me then loading it up on the previous version, the previous course, and Shingy is moving it to the new one. So you should be able to find both the article, the example article on how I'd like you to format your responses to the articles, as well as the very short version of the business model presentation that I did with you in the class. So that should be on before the end of the Zoom session tonight. So you can find it there.
Great stuff.
Okay, Malile.
Prof, I actually have a question. I have a question, Prof.
Yes, to me.
Yeah, I switched on the lights in the house, so I should be visible now. I just wanted, yeah, with regards to the just two questions. With regards to the unit assignment, I know that week 4 starts on the 3rd of December, but you asking for the unit assignment on the 2nd of December. Is it supposed to be the 2nd, or is it supposed to be the 9th when the unit wraps up? Question number 1. Then question number 2, the information that we currently have now on the unit assignment, is that enough that we can start working on the unit assignment, or is there something that we need to wait for before we can start?
Yes, I think I spoke about that question a little earlier, and I would advise you to wait a little bit, because some of the things that we're still going to do will be required for you to answer the questions I'm going to pose on the case study. I think your voice is not very clear, but I could make out that your first question has to do with the deadline of submission for the assignment. Is that what you asked? Okay, yes, yes. I'll just check it. I'll just check it once again. It should be after the week 5 session, because you first need to complete all of your weekly assignments before I expect you to give your full attention to the unit assignment. So, but I'll just check the date and make sure. And as soon as I have established what the deadline date is, I will also post it on Moodle under the latest news column. Okay.
Thanks, Doc.
Right, all of your voices have become extremely inaudible. It's very weak. Can you hear me loud and clear?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes, we can, Prof.
You can hear me, okay.
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, crystal clear.
Just check my volume. My volume seems fine, but your volume from your side is very weak, from Singi, from Tumi, and whoever spoke now just after him. It seems the sound comes and goes a little. Okay, folks, is there any other question from your side? Nothing? Okay, if I don't hear anything, then I conclude that I've answered your questions. And although you were a few, thank you for joining, Singi. I think we can terminate now.
I'm just finalizing the presentation, and I'll just upload it. But everyone should find it on the Monday. So it'll be just on the Monday. I will upload the presentation and the document.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thanks,
I appreciate that. And students will be able to access that in the course of this evening. So good luck with the assignments.
Under Monday, will it also include that slide, Doc, that you said you would include on the business model?
I couldn't hear that question.
I was saying, will the slide include will the material include the slide that you said you would send on Saturday on the business model?
The business model was okay. I'm going to answer in terms of the very little that I heard. I dealt with the business model just to indicate to you the importance and the centrality of marketing in any organization. You will probably find some use for looking at organizations from a business model perspective for the individual assignment at a later stage. So although there are no questions, we will come back to the business model in the next 2 sessions that I meet with you, but there are no specific assignments related to the business question until we come to the individual exam assignment. That makes sense to you? Just put up your thumb if I answered your question. Okay, thanks. All right, folks. I think that's about it for tonight. Hopefully we'll get some more people joining us next time. And yes, as it goes, we always have a bit of a battle with some technical glitches in all of these sessions. Anybody? Lucy, did you say something? No?
No, I'm fine.
You're fine. Okay. Eugene, are you okay?
Thanks, Prof. Thanks for the evening.
You're fine. Right. Okay, so that seems that everybody has had their say, had their questions. And as I say, encourage your colleagues to join us next time. Until then, I'll see you not this Saturday, but the Saturday after. Have a good evening, and sleep well. Talk to you again. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay.
Alles is mooi.
You love your Afrikaans, huh? You must come live